I'm going, tell you about a day that the United States government burned a black town to the ground. But first, please make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for your support. In 1921, one of the wealthiest black communities in America was destroyed. It happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in a neighborhood called Greenwood. People called it Black Wall Street because it was full of successful black-owned businesses, schools, and homes. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, and shop owners all lived there. It was a symbol of hope, strength, and independence. But in May of 1921, everything changed. A young black man named Dick Rowland was accused of assaulting a white woman in an elevator. There was no real evidence, but that didn't matter. A white mob gathered. Tensions were already high, and this incident was used as a spark to ignite them. With the help of local officials, police, and even the National Guard, the mob attacked Greenwood. They set fire to homes, schools, churches, and businesses. They shot people in the streets. Eyewitnesses reported planes flying overhead, dropping firebombs. Some believe it was the first aerial attack on U.S. soil, and it was against American citizens. In less than 24 hours, over 35 city blocks were burned to the ground. Hundreds of black residents were killed. Thousands were left homeless. Survivors were rounded up and sent to detention centers, but no one from the white mob was ever arrested. Insurance companies refused to pay for the damages. The government looked the other way, and for decades the massacre was erased from history books. Families who lost everything received no justice, no apology, and no support. It wasn't until the 1990s that officials even began to publicly acknowledge what really happened. In 2021, a few survivors were still alive. Over 100 years old, they told their stories to Congress asking for justice that never came. The Tulsa Massacre wasn't just about violence, it was about racism, jealousy, and fear of black success. Greenwood showed what black Americans could build, and the massacre showed what white power would do to stop it. This event had everything: a false accusation, an angry mob, racial tensions, historic injustice, and cover-up. It's a crazy story, and it happened in America. Let me repeat that. It's a crazy story, and it happened in America. So here's the thing. You can learn about stuff like this online. There are plenty of documentaries and articles that go into way more detail than I can hear. But here's why I think it's important to know about this. First, this wasn't just a riot. It was a coordinated attack. It was covered up for generations. Even many people in Tulsa never learned about it in school. And that's not an accident. Hiding this truth was part of the crime. Because if we forget what happened in Tulsa, we ignore how deep racial injustice has shaped American history. People say history repeats itself, but it only does when we choose to forget it. Second, we can't solve problems if we don't acknowledge they exist. We can't move forward without understanding our past. And I think that's something we can all agree on, right? We need to learn from our mistakes, confront our uncomfortable truths, and do better. That's the only way we can hope to create a better future. Third, this is about more than just the past. What happened in Tulsa continues to affect us today. It reminds us that we have to be vigilant in the face of injustice. We have to speak out against hate and discrimination wherever we see it. And we have to work hard to create a world where everyone is treated equally. Fourth, we should be outraged. This wasn't just some random act of violence. It was a targeted, brutal, and racist attack. The fact that it happened in our country, in our state, or in our town doesn't matter. This is about humanity. It's about what we're capable of when we let hate and fear consume us. We should be outraged, and that outrage should fuel our desire for change. Finally, we should remember the victims. They deserve our respect, our empathy, and our commitment to justice. We owe it to them to learn their stories, to keep their memories alive, and to honor their legacy by working towards a better world. If this shocked you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more hidden truths they never taught you in school.